we'd like to talk to you about why employ a travel agent. Because there's so much information out there, you can obviously do a lot of things yourselves. We had maybe a less than optimal experience with travel agents. So we book a lot of cruises, and when we book with friends, they would always go through a travel agent, and basically all we would use the travel agent for is to hook our dinner reservations together, because the cruise line that we're working with make it very difficult to get more than like one party at a dinner table. So that's basically all we got out of the experience with the travel agent.
Pretty much, yeah. Our experience initially with a travel agent wasn't great because of that, because it didn't seem like they brought a whole lot of value. But there are a whole lot of things that travel agents can help you with, and if you've had an experience like that, I think you ought to think about that too. Maybe it was just a bad travel agent, not necessarily the fact that all travel agents are bad.
Because now that I've gotten into being a travel agent and have signed up with a consortium of travel agents, there is a wealth of information that I have access to that I didn't have access to as just a normal person doing research on the internet. There's specials, there's deals, there's ways to add on things that you might want. I can do things as simple as I can get universal tickets that let you in the park an hour early, which is normally just reserved for people that book at one of their hotels. But as a travel agent, I have access to sell that kind of ticket to you. So there's all kinds of value add that a travel agent can bring. So if you have used a travel agent in the past and haven't gotten value out of it, consider us, but consider looking again at a travel agent. Also, we've done a lot of travel, and we used to live in Florida, and we would cruise a considerable amount. So we know the Caribbean pretty well, and we've been to pretty much all the islands, and we always look for really authentic experiences when we go to the Caribbean.
Yep. We love, well, I love to go find off the beaten path kinds of things. I don't like to go the place that every tourist goes to. It's nice to see once maybe, but like in Jamaica, if you've done River Falls once, that's probably plenty for you, and you start looking for something else.
And there are a lot more things to do in Jamaica, but that's sort of like the things that the normal tour operators kind of push you toward, just the safe, the easy, the thing that everybody else wants to do.
We wouldn't put you towards something not safe.
Well, I guess by not safe, I mean, we did zip lining in the Jamaican mountains. It was plenty safe. We had harnesses,
a little more adventure type stuff,
and helmets and the whole thing.
Which was there in St. Martin the first time.
And when we zip lined in St. Martin, we did not have a helmet, and our brake was a glove on our hand. So Jamaica much more safe than that. But I want to give you an experience that's right for you and right for your level of adventure and your level of maybe getting on a tour bus is the thing you want to do, but maybe I could arrange for you a Bernard tour in St. Martin that just takes you to the places that you're interested in going to instead of the ones that they're going to take everybody on because they don't really know what you want to do and they have a stock amount of things to do, but we can customize that stuff.
Most of these tour companies are willing to do that if you can work with them, and our connections enable us to work with them probably a little bit easier than you do if you've never been to the islands, you've never worked with the tour guides, you don't know which tour agency is probably the most reputable or the best one to go with. Because we've been there, we can help you with that.
Right, and we can also talk you through the things that there are to do that we've done on the islands, and then you can start matching up what you want to do with the experiences you want to have. If you've got children, you probably want to go to the iguana farm because they'll think that's great. If you have people like, we went with a group of adults, we just weren't interested in going to the iguana farm, that sort of thing. Yep. But we did want to spend more time, in shopping on the French side of St. Martin. That sort of thing. So, vacation time is so limited and so precious. Make the most of it. And we always want to make the most of our vacation experiences. So we want to be able to give that to you, is to provide a really unique experience, something authentic, something that will just make you remember your vacation for years and years to come, and something that makes you want to come back to us and use us again as your travel agent, as your travel consultant.
And what we'd like to do too on this channel is provide you with some tips, some tricks, some let you see some of the things that we've done in the past.
Things
some,
we've learned along the
things
way,
we've
do's
learned
and
along the way.
don'ts.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like hidden thises and that's, and you don't necessarily know until you've done it once or you've gone through it once. Of things you want to go see, things you want to go do. And there's lots of ways to travel. There's flying directly to islands. There's island hopping. There's or island jumping. There's cruising. There's lots of ways to get where you want to go. And let us guide you through that.
We both also another kind of thing we bring. We are both former Disney employees, and so we kind of bring the Disney way to what we do with people as we book them and set them up. We know that your travel dollars are dear to you, and you want to get the most value you can from them.
And to spend time with your family or just to spend time with your friends. There's a lot of multi-generational traveling that's happening these days, which is amazing. And we want to help you like leverage the most of that and help everybody kind of get what they need out of it. I know, and one of the reasons why I got interested in wanting to become a travel agent is I had a friend whose husband was going to Orlando for a conference, and she wanted to go along with the kids, but she's like, Charlene, I don't want to spend 5 days dragging the kids around the park. Are there other things I can do? And I'm like, of course. I'm like, get a 3-day pass. And then I told her a bunch of things based on the age of her children that would be appropriate, that would still make them feel like they had the Disney experience, to get to see all the magical areas that didn't have paid admission, that were still really fun to do, that occupied the kids, but also made her feel like she had a little bit of a vacation too. Because there's lots of ins and outs, and it really takes either having worked at Disney or going to Disney a lot to know all the tips and tricks. And the same thing with these islands. There's a lot of times we just know because we've gone and we've explored, and we want to really help customize things for you. And also along that regard, there will be no pressure to buy. That's another thing that I think travel agents do that help them get a really bad reputation is, and I see these bonuses that come if you sell 10s of this or 5s of that, or you sell this by this time, you get these bonuses. I have other revenue streams, so I'm not going to be focusing on that. I want to focus on building a long-term relationship with you to help you maximize your vacation experience, to be your travel consultant, not for one trip, but for all of your trips in the future. Or maybe just to buy tickets to here or there that are a better deal for you that I can get for you. And then later you'll come back and we'll do a whole, experience in some other way. So that's why I use a travel agent. And that's why I specifically choose us. So thanks, and we'll, live well, travel well, and live your truth.